Ken Whiting with Paddle TV to give you a sneak peek at one of the most beautiful kayaks in the world. This is the Melker Varmdo. Now, Melker just dropped this kayak off with me to give it a full test and review. Unfortunately, the snow and ice arrived before the kayak did, but I didn't want that to stop me from giving you a sneak peek at what is hands down one of the most beautiful kayaks that I've ever seen. Now, I can't review it right now, but what I can do is tell you a bit more about it. This thing actually comes to market, is available to you in the spring of 2025. And so if nothing else, I can show you this boat, tell you who it's designed for, if not tell you how well it performs and what kind of value it provides. That is to come in the full review that I'm going to do this spring. But let me tell you a bit more about the Varmdo. Now, the Varmdo is a touring kayak. It's 14.5 feet long and it's 24.5 inches wide. And so right off the bat, what does that tell you? That tells you that this thing isn't designed for the top speed, but it's still going to be fast at 14.5 feet and only 24.5 inches wide. That being said, width typically dictates stability. Sea kayaks can get much narrower than this. They can get 22, 21 inches, in some cases even less. And those are boats that are designed for speed. The wider they become, the more stable they are. At 24.5 inches, what this says to me is that this boat is designed to provide a great balance of performance, speed, and stability. Melker says that they designed this thing for right from beginners right to expert paddlers for different reasons. For beginners, it's designed as a high performance kayak that is still stable enough to be comfortable and confidence inducing. Whereas for expert paddlers, the shorter length, the extra, the moderate rocker it has some good rocker, which is the curvature of the kayak when you look at it from side to side, and the little extra width is designed to provide a really rock solid, highly maneuverable, but still fast and stable kayak that can handle rough water. Anything you throw at it, ocean surf, rock gardens, rivers with white water. Obviously, you're not going to want to take this thing into a beautiful boat like this into a really rocky white water, where you don't want to be banging this thing into rocks, but it's designed to handle big waves. Again, I'm going to fully test that this spring, but that is what it's been designed for. Beginners right to expert paddlers. Now, what makes Melker unique is that right from the outset, they came into the industry to make a difference and to make kayaks sustainably. And so not only, well, it is one of the most beautiful kayaks I've ever seen because of the materials they've used in here. You can see it has cork. This is, instead of a traditional composite kayak, which is carbon Kevlar or fiberglass, this has got cork as the core. And then on the top here, you have a flax weave. Now, that's not just there for looks. Cork and the flax is very sustainable sources. The cork is harvested from cork trees, and you can harvest the cork off of the cork trees every 9 years. It's basically the bark that grows around it, and you can take that cork off and not hurt or kill the tree, and just do that every 9 years. So it's a renewable, sustainable source of material. Same with the flax. They have locally sourced flax on the deck. Apart from it being sustainable, it's also very lightweight. Put it into perspective, this kayak here is around it's 44 pounds. A plastic kayak of the same length is going to go around 60 pounds. I mean, what's that, like 30 to 35% increase in weight for plastic. So it's a lightweight boat. Is it the lightest weight boat? No. I mean, I tested a boat this spring that a really ultra light composite carbon Kevlar P&H Virgo, which is 15 feet long, and it was 36 pounds. And so that's That's the absolute lightest you can get. But 44 pounds, that's lightweight. This is the kind of boat you can move around very easily, whether you're moving around solo or with someone's help. A reasonably strong person can move this boat around alone, load it up, and take it down from their vehicle alone. So 44 pounds is light, if not the absolute lightest. What you see here, though, is this is their Cork core model, because it uses cork in the core, and then it's got a plant-based epoxy and gel coat that goes with that. Now, this is their Mac Daddy premium version of the Varmdo. It's also available in what they call the trad core, and their trad core is the process they originally used to manufacture boats. And the Melker boats that I tested before, the Rodloga and the Ulvan, those were trad core, still designed to be sustainably produced. They have the core of it, instead of cork, is recycled PET water bottles or bottles, which is really cool. Still highly durable, just like this, and relatively lightweight, but not as lightweight as this. The trad core version of this is around 51 pounds. Absolutely gorgeous boat in its own right. If you've seen my review of the Rodloga and the Ulvan, you'll know what I'm talking about. Stunning boats. Melker caught my eye with those boats. I literally did a double take when I saw those boats. But they're a bit heavier. But the flip side is there's a real cost savings if you go for the trad core versus the cork core. This is their top of the line boat. Otherwise, without going into depth of this boat, because I'm going to do that in my full review this spring. It comes in two versions, an HV and an LV, high volume, low volume. This is the HV for larger paddlers like me. This boat has a new seat, an upgraded seat from past Melker kayaks, and that seat can be put into 3 positions, can be moved fore and aft to accommodate different paddler sizes and weight and loads that you might put in the boat. Speaking of loads, it has 200 liters of volume for multi-day trips, so it's got plenty of volume to do multi-day trips on this. It doesn't have as much volume as some of the bigger, longer expedition sea kayaks. No, it doesn't have as much. It's not a 17-foot long boat. It's a 14.5-foot long boat, but at 200 liters, that's still tons of space for, I would be comfortable taking this on a week-long backcountry or multi-day kayaking trip. Well, there you have it. That's about all I have to say right now about what is definitely one of the most beautiful kayaks that I've ever seen that exists. There's no doubt about it. I am going to be doing that full review this spring as soon as the ice breaks, so stay tuned for that. Is it the right kayak for you? That really is a personal decision. What I can say is they made it to accommodate all paddlers from beginner to expert. It doesn't mean it's the right kayak for you. I am going to test this thing to see if it holds up to those claims and to see if it's worth the value, because any composite kayak is a serious investment. I mean, composite kayaks are not cheap, and this is not a cheap kayak. So start saving your money. If you think this is the boat that you're going to want for next season, start saving your money right now, because it does become available in the spring. And Melker is more of a boutique kayak company. They don't make a ton of these boats. So there's going to be a limited supply of them. So if you do want them, then you should jump on it sooner rather than later. That's all I got to say right now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, this sneak peek at the Melker Varmdo. Check out my full reviews of the Melker Rodloga and Ulvan if you're interested in those boats. And stay tuned for the full review.